Hi, I'm Karen Downing Ripley, and I invite you to join me on a recent, unexpected side trip to Brittany, France, during the 80th anniversary of the city of Plélo's remarkable liberation celebration, and learn why Bretons and Americans remember and honor our shared DNA of World War II. A last-minute decision to deliver my father's World War II documents to the city of Plélo, France, opened me up to an amazing experience that has truly changed my life. I ask that you join me so that you too can know and appreciate how we Americans are respected and revered because our ancestors fought to liberate the town of Plélo in August 1944. When we boarded our plane out of San Antonio, we were sure that our plans would go smoothly. However, the trip started off with a thud as our flight was delayed and we didn't make our connecting flight in Atlanta to London. I'm usually the good cop, mostly because Burt is so good at being the bad cop and has had plenty of practice. But I knew that if we didn't get to England on time, we would miss the Little Ship Yacht Club cruise, which had inspired this whole jaunt to Europe. So I pulled out all the stops and told the sweet Gen Zer ticket agent, whose only help thus far was to point us in the direction of the help center, how would you feel if someone was treating your grandma this way? I have no idea why that worked, but he got us on the next flight to London that evening. We were relieved when Little Ship members picked us up at Heathrow Airport. Burt and I were excited and happy as we merrily drove off with Chris and Helen to join our boat for the first leg of the cruise. Sadly, our euphoria was short-lived. I won't go into greater detail about the lost luggage, the in-flight food poisoning, or the mishaps on the cruise, when our captain, unfortunately, became ill and had to turn his boat around, leaving us temporarily devastated and without a berth. Thanks to the incredible hospitality of the Little Ship members, we were reassigned to a fantastic motor yacht named Strumpet, with hosts Bruce and Dorothy and fellow crew members Chris, Helen, and Susan, who showed us maritime England up close and personal. It was fantastic and a trip of a lifetime. The Little Ship is the only yacht club located on the Thames in London. It has a rich history dating back to 1926, when it was formed to enhance the camaraderie and sailing skills of its members. Some of its members held the unique distinction of having saved hundreds of lives with other small private boats called Little Ships that helped evacuate Dunkirk during World War II, saving over 100,000 Allies from being trapped and slaughtered by the Germans. Burt and I are avid sailors. We own a Moody sailboat built in England and docked on the U.S. East Coast. We are members of the Corinthian Yacht Club, who sail their boats up and down the East Coast from Florida to Maine and points beyond. The Corinthians and the Little Ship are sister yacht clubs who annually take turns sailing on each other's boats in each other's waters. This was the year that Little Ship would host the Corinthians. We would fly to England to be hosted on one of Little Ship's fabulous yachts. Burt and I had planned to join the Little Ship's cruise years earlier, but COVID had left us high and dry in Texas. We jumped at the chance to join the 2024 cruise on the English Channel during the 80th anniversary of D-Day. The hardships we encountered prior to boarding the beautiful yacht Strumpet were nothing compared to the fun we had with our English hosts. As we sailed past the English West Country along Cornwall and Devon, we enjoyed the historic beauty of the coastline and the maritime harbors and yacht clubs along the way. It was then I began noticing that I kept turning my head south. I wondered why I kept looking away from England and felt myself being drawn toward Brittany, France, on the opposite side of the English Channel. Be sure to join me for the next episode of You Were There, Karen Beth. Learn how I wondered where my father had landed on the Brittany Peninsula with Patton's Third Army as he and the 15th Cavalry began the fight of their lives in World War II.